Yes, I can hear you, Commissioner.
Great, thank you. Yeah, feel free. Eight. Okay. All right, we are ready to get started for the Board of Commissioners for March 8th, 2023. We start this meeting with a prayer, reading, or thought, and a pledge of allegiance. Do we have any volunteers for the prayer, reading, or thought, or the pledge? Come on, raise your hand. Anyone? I gave you guys time. I said talks amongst yourselves. Okay, Bert, which do you want to do? You'll say prayer? Fantastic. Do we have anyone who's willing to lead us in the pledge after that? All right, perfect. Okay, Bert, we'll start with you. Thank you.
Do I have to state my name? Bert Garfield. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for all the many blessings we've been given. We thank Thee for this opportunity to gather together as a body of citizens and employees and elected officials to discuss the affairs of the county. We ask Thy blessing be upon us, that our conversations will be polite and productive, that we can make decisions that are best for the citizens of Utah County. We thank Thee for the country we live in, it has many liberties and rights given to its citizens that they can participate in their government. Please bless us, men and women in service in the military, first responders, that they'll be protected and keep us safe. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. State your name for the record.
Cindy Rowe, Auditor's Office. Please repeat the Pledge Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we will call out the items for our regular agenda. Everything else will be placed on consent. All right, items 1 through 10. I've got items 5, 6, 8, and 10. Are there any others? And item 10 will be tabled for closed session. Items 5, 6, and 8 held. Yeah, items 5, 6, and 8 to hold. Item 10 to table for closed session. Okay, items 11 through 20.
I'd like to hold number 11.
Okay, we'll hold item number 11. Any others? Okay, 21 through 26.
And for me?
Okay, and as far as I understand, we'll need to hold item number 27 as stated, and we'll strike 28, 29, and 30. Okay.
Okay, I have us holding regular agenda items number 5, 6, 8, tabling 10, holding 11. And then as far as closed meetings, we'll hold as stated number 27 and striking 28, 29, and 30.
That is correct. Okay. All other agenda items will go to consent and be passed. We'll go to item number 5. This is a contract with Motorola.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
How are you? So I think we've got a couple of questions. One, what is it for? But then 2, also the funding.
Ben Vinoy, Attorney's Office. I'll let Jason Philippi with the Sheriff's Office address the what is it for portion of this.
Okay.
Currently, we have WatchGuard body cams and dash cams in our server. We are already looking for options for our servers that IT hosts now.
Okay.
Due to space. We're running out of space. In the meantime, we found out that a new version of body cams that came out from WatchGuard are making it so we need either a new server or go with the cloud. And so we have asked for quotes for both an on-premise or here at county hosted or a cloud option, and we're leaning towards cloud only because of expandability in the future. And I guess the biggest reason is if we've spoken with Jared quite a bit, and getting a server up and running for WatchGuard, it takes a lot of memory. And in addition to that, we would have to redo it the next time WatchGuard decides to change their server requirements. And so we're trying to avoid that. And going with the cloud covers all of those upgrades in the future with no cost to us. It happens in the background. We don't have to deal with any of that.
Okay.
And so that's the reason why we got to this point is, and the price that we have, I believe under Sheriff Buffton spoke to some of you, is based on the amount of devices that we currently have and devices that we have that we're trying to get, that we got the quotes for.
So it's per device cost.
Per device cost, yes.
And then the question for the auditor's office is, do we have funding for this? I don't think we had it in your budget.
It was not anticipated, no. So.
And I think Rudy said he may be joining, but Rod, do you have?
We want to know where you're going to get the money. So where are you going to move it from to fund that?
And I wish Under Sheriff Buffton was here. Unfortunately, he's unable to be here.
And we didn't have that information before. And the other item to consider as well is there is about a $10,500 upfront cost for the camera equipment and
Rudy is online. I think he may be able to help us there. Rudy, have you been working with them on this?
I have been. You can hear me okay?
Yep, we sure can.
Yeah, this is something that actually came up as unexpected. It wasn't planned when we were looking at the budget for last year. So it did come up at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. And we looked at the options here, and if we were to go out and buy, continuing as we are right now, we would have to purchase 3 additional servers at a cost of about $270,000 or $280,000, something like that. And then we'd still have, costs associated with the software itself. What has happened with this is that they decided to go with this option, which is going to be a lower initial cost, but it's going to be an ongoing about $90-something thousand. We wouldn't have to put out the $270,000 immediately. They don't appear to have any money available in the current budget for this. So what we would want to do is bring an item to the commissioners at mid-year for a possible budget adjustment to increase their budget to cover the cost of this. In the interim, we believe that there is sufficient salary and benefit money due to vacancies that we could cover the cost of this in the interim until we could get to the mid-year.
Right, but a salary adjustment would not take the vote of 2 commissioners, because that's a restricted fund.
Yeah, the commissioners would have to approve that, that's for sure. And so we would be transferring it over there, and that would require commission approval, absolutely. It's not a given thing, and we don't take that for granted that would be the case, but that is what has been discussed.
So my only concern on it, I understand the need for the body cams. I am a big supporter of body cams. I think they protect the public as well as our officers. And so I don't think that's a no-lose situation. It's a win-win situation in my book. My issue is that we didn't have any of this budget information in the agenda item prior to us being here. And our backup is to pull from the 100 funds, but we can't pull from the 100 funds without the vote of 2 commissioners. And so we've put an item on the agenda with an assumption that we haven't had more than just a 3-minute conversation in passing on. See my issue? All around, everybody involved. I mean, this is not a small sum of money. So I don't know how many conversations happen behind the scenes, but we've already, our budget year at the end of last year put $300,000 into our fund balance, which means our rainy day fund, we put in a significantly lower amount than we typically do. And we've already received well over $1 million in requests from general fund dollars from our departments, and it's the beginning of March, right? So at this point, we're budgeting roughly $750,000 into the red if we were to approve everything.
Is the server issue would prevent you from delaying implementing this until 2024?
Most likely. Our biggest, most pressing issue right now is our current server that we have. We're running low on disk space as it is. And so that's why we were looking for alternatives initially until we found out about the incompatibility with the current versions of body cams and dash cams that they offer with WatchGuard.
Rudy, do you recall how much equipment, how much money in equipment we approved in the 2023 budget for the Sheriff's Department?
If you give me a minute, I can find that.
I hate to do this on the fly. That's why I prefer to have these conversations and have this information in the system prior to the public meeting, so we don't have to do that.
Maybe we should continue,
Well, I'm wondering,
get some additional information.
Yeah, because what I'm wondering is if there's other equipment that this is more important than that we approved.
Yeah.
The other option, I mean, I think we need this,
Yes.
right? So the other option would be if we approve this now, and then in the mid-year adjustment, we sit down and have a chat, and we might redirect funds from other equipment that was approved in 2023.
That's a possibility, yep.
Right. I just don't want this to be a blanket statement. Like, you can't just come to us with an emergency and say, I need $300,000, and we can't magically create $300,000 out of the air. Like, we have to balance our budget. So I see the urgency for this, but you might have to give up something else in the department in order to have this.
In speaking with the Sheriff's Department, I don't think they saw this either as such, right? You know
Right.
that.
No, I totally know that. I totally know that. I get that.
Cost passed on from the software developer, right?
Right. And so I'm inclined to approve it, but just knowing with the Sheriff's Department that if we can't find the money in the mid-year adjustment, it might come out of other equipment that you guys were hoping to get this year. Right? I mean, obviously, if we can find it somewhere else, we can. But if we can't find it somewhere else, you might have to use some of your equipment budget that we approved for other items for this. And you know, over the last 4 years, I've always worked with you to find where we can, right? We will sweep the corners and we will look in nooks and crannies, but we can't just create money.
Absolutely.
Wait, we can't.
Commissioner?
We're not the federal
A
government,
quick
we're
tally,
local government. What was that, Rudy?
a quick tally of the numbers is there was approximately $145,000 of miscellaneous equipment that was included in the budget. And there's probably even a little bit more than that. Yeah, I mean, that's a quick tally. So there is some money out there that could be redirected.
I think I first heard about this probably over a month ago and appreciated that the work to look at the cloud option versus the server. I think
I
and
definitely
we
agree with
briefly chatted about that. So I do applaud those efforts.
Right. And I'm definitely willing to give you, you know, that favor in that you were leaning towards servers at first and you've gone for the cheaper option, and we appreciate that. I would be willing to vote to approve it as long as we realize that come mid-year adjustment, if we can't find additional funds, this may have to come out of other equipment. That would be my inclination. I just wanted that out front in case we can't find those additional funds.
So you can make that part of the motion then.
Yeah, I can't make a motion yet, though, because we have three of us.
But the idea here
Yeah.
is there. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then I can make a motion to approve agenda item 5 contingent on finding funds during mid-year budget review to pull funds elsewhere as needed.
I'll second that.
Yeah, and it's been moved and seconded to approve item number 5, recognizing that we will work in the mid-year adjustment to find funds. Otherwise, we may have to pull from other Sheriff's Department equipment to cover these costs. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That passes 3-0. Thank you. All right, item number 6, approve and authorize the extension of an agreement with Gray Shift LLC to purchase mobile device extraction tool, Gray Key, in accordance with Utah County agreement. Number 6, once again, just there was not sufficient budget information on the agenda item.
Sure. This one is unique, and I apologize, I'm losing my voice. Which Commissioner Sackler says is an improvement, actually. This is funded through agreement number 2022-333, which is a grant from Edge Homes. So it's
okay.
completely funded 100%. Actually, we're getting more from Edge. The grant agreement is more than what this quote is for.
Okay.
And it's an annual thing. Edge Homes produces those funds annually. This is a 5-year agreement to reduce costs. And on an annual basis, we'll invoice Edge Homes for that funding
Okay,
source.
so we pay the bill and then we invoice them and they
That's
reimburse
correct.
us.
That's
Okay,
correct.
that was my only question.
I have
Motion.
no other questions.
Motion to approve item 6.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve item number 6. All in favor, say aye. Aye. That passes 3-0. Thank you. All right, item number 8. I don't know if I like this item.
Motion to deny?
Well played. Is there discussion on the motion?
No discussion.
Discussion. Now what are you gonna do?
We could have put this on consent.
We thought about putting it on
Yeah,
consent,
yeah.
but then we decided that you needed to justify to us why you're abandoning us.
Well, I've already got one vote down, so I want to talk to you two. That's how it works, right?
No, really, actually, we decided to hold it just because we wanted to publicly take this opportunity to thank you for your years of service, your incredible aptitude in the job you do, the ability that you've been able to run that department so well with low resources and with the market that we have with the inability to recruit people. You've continued to keep things chugging along, and you are going to be sorely missed.
The reason I've been successful is basically because of the staff. I mean, it's the staff that takes on these workloads and makes things happen. And as you know, we've been overwhelmed with building permits and everything else. And my success is all based on the staff. And
So you're not
I've got a
taking them with you, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not taking anybody with me.
Okay.
I was thinking about this afternoon. I've been through 4 attorneys, 4 recorders, 5 auditors, 3 treasurers, a slew of commissioners.
I was going to say, how many commissioners?
Yeah. One, just one clerk though. So yeah. That's right. But yeah, it's been a good ride. I appreciate the public giving me their support to be in this position for 20 years. It's amazing when you look forward 20 years, it's like, wow, I'm not going to be around that long. But when you look back, it's like, where'd the time go? So, but I feel like my department has high quality people in it, but I believe all the departments and the administration here, I'm not leaving something that's falling apart. We have good quality people in every aspect. It took me a long time to get Ben on board, but we're glad we got Ben on board too. He's been a big asset to our office. So,
Well, I think although people tend to think that the commissioners steer the ship, I think that I've looked to you over the 4 years that I've been at this county because you've had very steady leadership and your institutional knowledge is phenomenal. And I have looked up to you as a mentor to me as an elected official. And I'm very sorry to see you go, that we'll lose that knowledge and I will lose that mentor. But I'm very happy for you. And we as a county owe you a debt of gratitude and our appreciation.
well, thank you very much. Thank you.
So I had a motion to deny. Do I hear a second?
I will hesitantly, with some hesitancy, I'll withdraw the motion.
Okay. Well, do I have a motion for item number 8?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve item number 8. All in favor, say aye. Aye. That is regrettably passed 3-0. For those wondering, the most senior staffer or the chief deputy in that office will assume that role on the 17th, after the 17th, right? This is effective the 17th of March, correct?
It's actually effective the 18th.
The 18th, okay. So they will take effect the 18th. When that resignation takes place, we as a commission will send a letter to the Republican Party of Utah County, and they will have 30 days to elect a replacement.
Yeah, that's correct.
Any other questions, refer them to Chris. Thank you. Thank you again.
Chris.
Okay, item number 11, authorize an addition to the staffing plan for one full-time career service senior support specialist position in the assessor's office. Apparently, they're going to need a senior level full-time support staff to fill the gap in your wake.
And you have a half a dozen people to do
See how
that.
easy it is to replace me right there. This is a position that was not in the budget when we talked about it, but the funding for it was in the budget. There was $300,000 that was put into the project that's known as the property review, characteristic review. And we didn't feel like staffing everything up all at once. And so until the need was there, we just reserved the money in a different part of the budget. And so Rudy, I believe, is still on. He could probably validate that. But so the funding is in the budget, and we're just creating that position now. There's also funding in the budget for additional positions, which we're not ready to move forward with yet.
So we've got the funding reserved. We just need to add the position to the staffing plan.
Yeah, so, yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
So this will be a temporary Band-Aid for us this year is what you're saying? Until we get it on the staffing plan for 2024.
It's ongoing, so it's not temporary. It'll be a permanent position. that's filled
I'm
in.
sorry, the funding is a temporary Band-Aid to fill this current year.
When we took on the project, we determined what it was going to cost. We figured it'd be about $900,000 a year. We only spent $600,000 last year, and so we did roll that other $300,000 over. But again, we were supposed to budget $900,000 for the entire project again this year. So, yeah, this will be ongoing because over a 4-year period, the project was supposed to save us $1 million over contracting it out.
Okay.
So, yes.
I'll entertain a motion on item number 11 if there's no further discussion.
We'll motion to approve item number 11, authorize the addition.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That passes 3-0. And that's the end of our regular agenda, as item number 10 was tabled until closed session. Do we have any public comment? No public comment? Going, gone. Okay, we will go into our closed session. Thank you. All right. Looks like we are back in public meeting. We had one item that had been tabled. Do I have a motion to take that off the table?
Motion to bring item 10 off the table.
And I second the motion.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we now have item 10 is back on the table for discussion. Do we have discussion on that motion?
Just maybe let our folks from, Soldier Summit know kind of what we're thinking. We're recommending that we would have Darren Dusnip and Mike Taylor serve as the 4-year term. Those two individuals served 4-year term, and then David Sudweeks serving the first 2-year term. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we were?
Yeah.
Well, you're the
But it can be
chair.
open for public comment if you guys have any comments on that. Do you want to discussion, comments? Absolutely.
To the mic?
Yeah. And then state your name for the record.
Yes, Darren Dusnup is my name. I'm a landowner in the area, significant landowner on the whole of Soldier Summit. As we've gotten to learn more about this process, there's going to be a lot of moving parts. There's going to be a lot of municipal issues that are really out of our bailiwicks. So to bring in a diversified group of people is important. There's going to be a lot of hookups, a lot of disconnects, a lot of mechanical aspects to this, not just the financing, the billing, et cetera. So I'm excited to hear Dave's name because he will be a big attribute to what we're trying to do, which is set this up properly and be able to interact with the public to get water flowing in their direction. My background is in finance. My background is not in digging in the dirt. And so to hear somebody come forward that actually is a builder, I think is very significant for us. I appreciate the process that we've gone through here. It hasn't been insignificant. I feel that it's been done justly and that you're trying to do the right thing. But this is a very significant undertaking, and it's going to take us all year just to get it to where everybody's comfortable with what we end up with here.
Thanks, Darren.
Yeah, our reasoning on that was a large landowner, a current board member that can give continuity, and then obviously someone who has the practical knowledge. So that was our hope as we looked at the resumes, was to try to bring. Plus, we wanted to make sure that the HOA had representation, and we know that at least one of those members is a member of the HOA.
And the builder here has been to just about 90% of the Soldier Summit district meetings we've had in the past.
So that's kind of what we were trying to look at all those elements and bring them together to give a good organization. Any other comments? Okay, if there's no objection, then do you want to make that an official motion?
Yes. Motion to approve item 10 with Darren Dusnip, Mike Taylor as the 4-year term and Dave Sudweeks as a 2-year term.
I can second that motion.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes 3-0.
Appreciate the Nichols being
Congratulations,
here as
folks.
well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That was our last item. Can I have a final motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.